Billie Eilish and Jesse Rutherford are facing massive criticism on social media after photos emerged of them dressed as a baby and an old man amid the criticism of their 10+ year age gap. Yeah guys, they really said, let's just take this Halloween to our advantage and troll the internet. So 2 weeks ago, if you guys remember, Billie Eilish was spotted holding hands with Jesse Rutherford, the singer of The Neighborhood. For those of you who've been on social media over the last couple of weeks, you'd know that their relationship has been getting a lot of criticism. Billie Eilish is 20 years old and Jesse Rutherford is 31 years old. So their relationship is about an 11-year age gap difference. The relationship speculations first started after a fan posted a TikTok video of the two leaving a haunted maze at Halloween Horror Nights in Los Angeles a few weeks ago. It showed Billie Eilish reaching to grab Jesse's hand on their way out, and the video is captioned, "OMG, I just saw Billie Eilish at Horror Night." And the video went pretty viral. Although Jesse's face wasn't super clear in the video, it was confirmed that Billie was seen hanging out with Jesse once again. 2 days later, this photo started spreading like wildfire. It showed Billie and Jesse eating at a restaurant together, and yeah, as you guys can expect, at this point, people knew that these two definitely were having a thing together. And if that wasn't enough for you guys, a couple of days later, they were both seen kissing. Exactly, and this was what crossed the line for a lot of people on social media. Now, what's even crazier about this whole situation is that social media users resurfaced a photo that was shared by a Jesse Rutherford fan account in December of 2017 that showed the two playfully posing at a costume party, and this was to point out that these two have known each other for years, which obviously raised a lot of questions. At the time, Billie Eilish would have been 15, while Jesse would have been 26. So yeah, and apparently at this point in time, Billie Eilish was actually a fan of Jesse Rutherford. So yeah, that brought the whole topic of discussion of power imbalance that could arise within the relationship, and it was a whole nother topic of its own, you guys. After the video and photos of Billie and Jesse started floating around all over social media, a lot of people, including Billie Eilish's fans, started debating on social media whether their age gap was appropriate or not. Some saying, yes, they are adults, but 20 and 31 are not nearly in the same maturity range. Like, a 20-year-old is college-aged and a 31-year-old is a fully grown adult. Now, as I mentioned, you guys, there's been a lot of people more so concerned for Billie Eilish. Some people are even coming for her family, asking them why they're not taking care of her relationship matters, since she seems to be used to dating people who are at least 10 years older than her, and a lot of people think that is a huge problem. So Billie's family has been getting a lot of fault for the relationships she's getting herself involved in, and others are actually blaming Billie herself, saying that she is old enough to know that the relationships she's getting into are just not it, and that the men are supposedly taking advantage of her. But there's also been people that are opposed to people who are being concerned about the relationship. Like this TikToker, for instance, who had some interesting points to make.
Billie Eilish allegedly has a new boyfriend, and the internet is very divided over their age gap. So basically there's this grainy, blurry video of her holding hands with Jesse Rutherford, who's the lead singer of this band, The Neighborhood. If you don't know The Neighborhood, they're a very good band. I've loved them for 10 years. I'm not going to show the video out of respect because it just felt a little invasive, like she's 20 years old out on a date and someone's taking a video, so I'm not going to show it. So Billie is 20 years old and Jesse is 31, and people think that this 11-year age gap is way too much. For me personally, I think it's nothing, but I know a lot of moms follow me and young women, so y'all drop some comments and tell me what you would think. Here he is with his ex-girlfriend, giving you very much vampire Twilight vibes, and he looks good. Like, I think it's a good match, the two of them. In my mind, numerical age means very little. It's more about the person and maturity and what you have in common and how you get along. The number doesn't really matter that much. 11 years is nothing when you have people like Anna Nicole Smith. Like, y'all are freaking out over 11 years? So everyone needs to just relax over this 11-year age gap, let Billie have her fun, fall in love, do what normal 20-year-olds do.
Now, here's where things get a little interesting, or disturbing, I should say. On Sunday, the day before Halloween, there were photos of Billie Eilish and Jesse Rutherford dressed in their Halloween costumes. And when I tell you that people went crazy about what they decided to dress up for with their Halloween costumes, it was just not it, you guys. People were saying this was disturbing, that this was not the right way to go about kind of trolling about the situation, since that's what it appeared to seem to a lot of people. But Billie Eilish and Jesse Rutherford decided to dress up as a baby and an old man. Yeah, plenty of users were disgusted with the whole idea of the costume Billie and Jesse decided to play out. They thought it was creepy and abhorrent for them to think they did something with this outfit, especially when people were just genuinely concerned for Billie and how she's constantly getting herself into these 10+ year age gap relationships. Now, it's been clear as day to a lot of people that Billie and Jesse probably did this as a way to mock all the quote-unquote haters that were coming for their relationship, judging their age gap, saying that Jesse is taking advantage, and people weren't here for the costumes they decided to wear. With some saying things like, I cannot believe instead of Jesse Rutherford dating a 20-year-old and just shutting the up, him and Billie dressed as a baby and old man. I am at a loss. I feel so sad for Billie Eilish. She thinks she's being big and bad and grown, trolling the haters, but she's just showing her immaturity and proving the point. Jesse is absolutely disgusting and weird as for agreeing to that costume. Billie Eilish dating a man 6 years older than her older brother is gross in and of itself, but the fact that they've dressed up as a baby and an old man last night is just the icing on the cake for real. Billie is grown enough to know how weird and creepy this is, by the way. This is crazy considering the fact that Billie is 20, her man is 31, and they've known each other since she was 15. Billie Eilish dressed as a baby and her boyfriend as an old man. So we're just dressing up as the reality of our relationships now. Absolutely disgusting. But I do have to say that there were others that backed up Billie in her relationship, saying things like this. She's an adult. She can do whatever she wants, bro. I forgot you need to stop being concerned about the well-being and safety of someone who has voiced her traumas with being once they turned 18. I don't see why people dislike their relationship and why people are hating on Jesse. They're both grown, and they're dressed as that because they know it'll get the haters mad. Would suggest you leave your house at least once a year to know that an 11-year age gap is incredibly common in grown-ups. Once you reach that stage, you'll realize. They're mocking people like you. They don't care what you have to say about two adults doing as they please. And this user made an interesting statement saying, it's still playing into a joke about which affects more than just them. Y'all are the weird ones for thinking that's normal. Anyways, guys, I definitely want to know what you guys think about Billie Eilish and her boyfriend dressing up this way for Halloween. Do you think it was all a publicity stunt to get back at the people who've been criticizing her relationship? Because I personally think that was the case for both of them.